It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is indeed.
What's up?
What's going on?
Back for another episode of the Nostalgically Hip podcast. As you can see, Ryan is
Sending links.
sending links, and he's in the studio again tonight because they're still rebuilding the house because
It's going to be a while. Yeah, it's going to be a few months.
But you just moved into the new place tonight. Or
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, just moved in. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, they had us moved in because we rented like the furniture, and they had it in like in less than 2 hours. Like I didn't even know. I was on the phone. I'm texting. I'm calling people, and I had to go upstairs and change, and all the fucking beds and dressers and everything were in. So
damn,
dude, they put paintings on the wall or pictures and shit. It was crazy. Wow. Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, they did it. In fact, two guys. I think it was two.
Interesting.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So last podcast of the year tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Is that official?
That is official because we are. We're going to Daytona Beach.
Oh yeah, when?
The day after Christmas.
Nice.
So we're gonna drive down there. Good buddy of mine, Greg. If you're listening, Greg, what up? From the Wounded Warrior Empire Academy. We're gonna go do kind of dual handed. We're gonna do some videos for him, and then we're gonna have some family fun time. You know, go to the beach and hopefully the weather's nice.
Okay, nice. Nude beach?
God no, man.
Yeah.
I already got raisins, man. What the fuck do you want? Jesus.
I'd love to see that though, dude. You just fucking video and
you can see it.
Your nude beach.
You can see
nude beach and 69 and on the beach.
Yeah.
Sunburn.
Yeah, with a seagull.
That'd be great.
Be hot.
Would be.
Anyway, so yeah, you're in the new friggin' place.
Yep.
I thought you brought up a couple of days ago. You said what we would do since it's Christmas time, and it's that time of the year, the most wonderful time
of the year.
Of the year. We'll talk about. Well, I know it's one of your favorite movies.
I know it's one of yours because we've talked about it. It's come up so much that I was driving around the other day and I thought about it. Something made me think about it. I've already seen it probably 15 times this year because so I told him the story. We were just talking about it yesterday when we discussed it, right? I said that we were in the hotel and I didn't know any of the channels because like it had cable, but I didn't know what was what. So we knew True TV because my son loves Impractical Jokers. So he had that on all the time in one room. And then in the bedroom, I just put AMC on. And if anybody's watching AMC at this time of the year, it's literally what? It's
the three big ones, right?
Right.
So Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, I would say.
That's not on there. It's not. It must be too big, and I think it's Disney, right? Don't they own that now?
Probably.
Yeah. So I think that's on Disney or HBO.
They own all the gauge.
They own all the gauge. Did you like that show? Were you a fan at all? Like,
you know, when it first came out, sure.
Yeah.
But it's not something I feel I have to watch every year.
Yeah.
Although we've probably already watched it 5 times. The kids love it, man.
I remember when that show came out. I seen it in the theater. It was so fucking big. I was probably like in my teens, and I went with a date, and we were standing outside. It was like Friday night showing, and they came out and said they only had one ticket. They have one seat left if anybody wanted it. And I remember, so we had to come back the next night. But that show was freaking huge. I mean, like
guaranteed next date.
Yeah, right.
Was he disappointed?
He was disappointed. Yeah. I go, well, I'll buy the ticket for you and you can hang out.
Oh, that's sweet. Disney would love that.
They would. Disney especially would love that.
That's the next Disney movie.
Bone Alone, right?
Find it on Disney and Pornhub.
So back to this. What I was saying is they would run it on a 3-night thing. It seemed like so you would get Christmas Vacation one night, and then you would get Christmas with the Cranks. An Elf, yeah, and then it would just fucking reset and loop, yeah. So that you get Vacation, Cranks, Elf, Vacation. So for what 3 weeks almost.
But Christmas, well, all of them, I guess, they're not the same though, right? Because they're edited for TV.
Yeah, and it's not even bad. Like I mean, there's a part where he says, "You know what I'd like right now? I'd like so and so and his big fat, and I think he says, "Holy shit!" when he's like with the eggnog, like holy shit. And they leave that out. They leave out when she's, and we can get to this later, but she puts his hand on his dick, like right before they're doing the raid. You see him, yeah, freeze, right. So that's out. There's a couple parts that I was kind of shocked that were out because I didn't think there was that big of a deal, but they definitely leave them out. Even on AMC, which like, dude, don't they have like The Walking Dead where people are fucking each other up, and it's crazy that like they leave that out.
Dare they push the straight agenda? How dare they?
You can't do it.
That's why it's cut.
Yep.
No,
can't grab them. Yeah.
Keep talking.
But so I have seen it a lot because being in the hotel and seeing it what whatever you want 3 times a week probably. And I could watch it. Here's the thing with that show is it's pretty fucking short, right? It's not that long. It's almost, I'd say, it's like the perfect timing, but I wish it was longer at times. Because the next thing you know, it's over and it's so good. You're kind of just through it. And you kind of, so I could just keep watching. It's always something I can have as background filler. I can be on looking at my phone. And then every now and again, something will catch me. And now I wear readers. So I have to look up underneath my readers and I'll laugh. I'll laugh at something I've probably laughed at 9 million times. But yeah, it is so good.
Everything about that movie, it's timeless because we watch it every year, and I still laugh my ass off every freaking year.
Yeah.
The scene when they're in the office and they're talking about the bonuses, like kiss my ass, kiss your ass, kiss his ass.
Yeah.
Classic Chevy Chase.
Yeah. So let's go through it. Let's start going. That's because I figured we never really, we just kind of hop all over the place, and we can still do that. But we'll start out because that's the third one, right? So you have Vacation, then you have European Vacation, which I think a lot of people either love or hate. You didn't like it. I didn't mind it.
Well, exactly. It wasn't bad, but it's like, all right, I've seen it once. I don't really ever need to see it again.
So yeah. Well, there's some funny parts. Like, I can't remember most of them.
Yeah, well, unless I've been.
But then there's Christmas Vacation, and I seen that in the theater. I think I seen European maybe in the theater too, but I didn't see the first one. I remember seeing the previews for it. My dad laughing because he always because Chevy Chase was on top of the world.
He was the man.
Yeah, he was the guy.
I'm gonna go off on a slight tangent, but his Fletch movies. To this day, I love them.
Great.
And every time I watch it, I still pick up something new. And he's the kind of comedian that if you're not paying attention to every moment of that movie, you're gonna miss something.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Especially he's one of the what they call it, physical comedy.
Yeah, physical, kind of slapsticky, right? Yeah. But not. I mean, he is, but he's kind of not. I mean, he is, but he does it styleful, where like Jerry Lewis or something. I don't think his shit was funny. It was kind of he'd fall over a fucking chair, and Jack Tripper, right, for Three's Company would do that and still be kind of funny.
Right.
But Chevy Chase does it. I think he has a unique way about. It's kind of cool, dude. I go back to Caddyshack. Dude, I wanted to be him so fucking bad. Cause remember, he was banging all the hot young women, and he had the sports car. And I just thought he's so cool.
Nope.
Yeah. He's fucking great in that. So he was cool and slapsticky at the same time, and he kind of carries that throughout his career. After Caddyshack.
Well, he was more of the physical comedian on Saturday Night Live.
Well, a lot of them were though.
Right.
Aykroyd was. Steve Martin fucking was huge, and everything he had was almost carrot toppy, gimmicky.
John Belushi.
Yeah, John Belushi. They all had their kind of slapsticky. Belushi with his samurai, Steve Martin with his freaking banjo and the arrow through his head, and wild and crazy guy, and King Tut and all that shit. Aykroyd was really into that. Blues Brothers was really kind of, slapsticky in its own way. That was Saturday Night Live, but I think Chevy Chase had something that was a little bit different. He was kind of suave. He was kind of cool, but still slapsticky, like I said. But yeah, man, he was great. And of course, there's a controversy. You know the controversy behind him?
Which one?
Well, I mean, he's an asshole.
Oh,
he's difficult on set.
As a matter of fact, he and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
got in a no shit fist fight
Yeah, yeah.
on Caddyshack, and they had to be, except for the parts where they had actual dialogue together, they didn't film on the same days because of that.
Yeah, dude,
What a dick.
so Bill Murray, I don't know how big Bill Murray is, but
Bill
Chevy
Murray's
Chase,
huge.
dude, is he?
Yeah.
Because Chevy Chase is 6'4".
Oh, you mean physically?
Yeah, physically,
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
yeah, I mean, like, that's a big guy. He's tussling with freaking Chevy Chase, and again, I don't know how big Bill Murray is, but I mean, neither one of them look like they're, freaking cheap. But 6'4" back in '78, right? Kind of when that was going on. It's pretty good size, right?
Well, I tell you what, man, I've been small all my life, so everybody's bigger than
Yeah.
me. So that wouldn't bother me. But
Yeah.
and apparently it didn't bother Bill Murray either because they know shit came to
Yeah.
fisticuffs.
Right. Yeah. I heard they got in a big fight, but he was difficult to work with. I think Bill Murray was mad at him, right? Because he was kind of a bully. I mean, from what I hear, he's a real asshole. Like he'd find something, a weakness in people, and he would just go at it. Like he'd always find someone on set. We've all met those people.
Yeah.
They find that person that they're how have I always said their comedy has victims.
Oh, for sure.
Right. And I think he would just find that one guy. And I think Murray I forget what it was, but he got pissed off and said something like, fuck you, quit making, giving that guy shit. But he's done that his whole career. They had what's the guy from, I never watched the show, but Joel McKay, he's still acting. He's like a younger actor.
Oh, Joe McHale. He was on Talk Soup for a while.
Okay.
Comedian.
Yeah. And they were asking him about it, and he was kind of like, yeah, respecting him. But yeah, there was always like that. There's there could be some difficulty. Maybe he earned it, maybe he didn't. But I think Bill Murray even said at one point, right, that this is what happens when you drink the Kool-Aid, when you buy into all the shit that people say about you. Because don't forget, like he was huge. He was Saturday Night Live, and he probably the cocaine. I think he's even said with all the drugs I did, the fame that he had, he just kind of let it get carried away. And
Bill Murray is known to be like a super cool dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like always taking selfies with people and shit. And he's a big golfer too. So what a huge contrast between the two personalities of two maybe the funniest dudes that have been on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I heard Bill Murray doesn't even have an agent, right? So if you want him to be in a movie, you kind of have to call and go, hey, Bill, I got this movie, you might be interested in. He might call you back. You have to leave a voicemail, and he might call you back, he might not. But if he calls you back, hey, Bill's probably going to be in your movie. So
maybe I'll reach out to see if Bill wants to do the podcast.
Bill Murray is a funny guy to me because to me, it's hit or miss. Like all I'm not a big, generally if the critics say it's stupid, I fucking love it. Right. And if they say it's like, what was one, Lost in Translation?
Oh my God, horrible.
Right?
Horrible.
And all I heard, because I liked Bill Murray, was go see that, right? And I went, and I think I rented it. And I was like, fuck it, this is terrible.
I think the name of the movie was a premonition of what you experience when you watch it.
Lost in Translation. Yeah.
Fuck, man. I couldn't even watch the whole thing.
He's done a couple like that, fucking just total turds, dude, where it's like you want to, because you like Murray, and you want to give it that credit, but then you're like, I can't. This is fucking terrible. You got to stop.
What, one of his favorite movies of mine is, and it's such a dumb movie. Speaking of nostalgia, Meatballs.
That was great, though. That's a great movie.
Woody the Wabbit.
Yeah. Dude, we went around. I was in 4th grade when that came out. And, I remember being jealous because one of the kids kind of looked like that. And he would call himself, so he kind of took on that name, Rudy the Rabbit. And I was like, man, I want Rudy the Rabbit. I want people to call me Rudy the Rabbit. Stripes too, remember? Yeah. Stripes was huge.
I want to party back.
He was great, dude. Have you ever seen his brother? He's in a lot of his movies. I think it's Brian Murray, Dole Murray, or something like that. But he was in a show called Moving Violations, and he tried to.
Oh,
dude, it was like such a fucking
flop.
Well, it was bad because it's like he's channeling his brother. It's dude, it's so. I loved it as a kid, but now if I watch it, I'm like, God, dude, easy. like easy on the Bill Murray, easy on the fucking, easy on the identity theft.
I can totally picture his face now.
Well, he looked just like a younger version, and the girl from God, what's her fucking name? Chucky, the bride of Chucky.
Oh,
she has like the little girl voice.
Yeah,
she was in that. Yeah,
it'll come to me later.
Yeah, and Stacy Keach's brother, I can't remember his name, but
was he a hair lip too?
I think he was. It wasn't. He was fucking close. He was married to Dr. Quinn for a while there.
Really?
Yeah, oh, I think he had a big coke problem too, and I think there was some. She was hot. Yeah.
Jane Seymour.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more butts.
Did you ever see her in Live and Let Die back in the day? That was like that was the first Roger Moore movie. Yes. Yeah, she's really Solitaire. Yeah, she played Solitaire in that. Yeah. Anyhow,
she played. I didn't notice what she did in that movie.
She.
I was too busy watching her.
You should watch that again because he kind of takes advantage of her. That's when Roger Moore's like just starting out. He was kind of sly and slick, and he kind of tricks her because remember she's a tarot card reader, so she's telling us if future, but he had already looked at the cards and he stacked the deck. It's like when she came back, and he goes, "Something tells me, but gonna be in love or something." He kind of convinced her. Basically, he fucking rapes by deception.
So what you're saying is he Cosby'd her.
He fucking Cosby'd her. He Darth Vader'd her. Remember that? And, Revenge of the Nerds. Remember they put the he basically the same thing, dude. And he's all sly about it. You know, that's when Bond was still Bond.
That's when you could be a man.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Rape the shit.
This, what is it? Masculine toxic.
Toxic masculinity.
Fuck yourself. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to Clark W. Griswold.
Let's do it. So, where do we go? Lead us in.
Well, what we talked about initially.
We'll keep going.
All right. So, great movie. Let's wrap it up.
You can actually pause. You went, fucking.
I don't know where to lead it, but let's talk about Cousin Eddie because he's definitely one of my favorite characters of the movie.
But he doesn't come into that movie till late, right? That's when he finally gets the Christmas lights up. So the whole premise, right, is he wants to throw his family a Christmas. I think we've all kind of been through there, like our first Christmas or something where we're gonna maybe barbecue or something, and we're gonna get the family over, and his Christmas is going to be his thing. And he's had this total build up to it, but he wants the house to be the most decorated house, so he spends like the freaking entire time decorating lights everywhere. I mean, that's pretty much what it's famous for, right? Is the Christmas lights are just freaking everywhere. And he's stapling, and he's got the freaking staple gun, and he's stapling wherever the hell he wants to staple.
His sleeve to the damn roof.
Yeah, and but he so there's a part, and I watch, like I said, I've seen it a lot this year, but he's on the ladder, and this is when he first gets started, right? Because it's like they start from the beginning, man. He gets the balls out, and like, by the way, when he pulls out the ball of Christmas lights, and he goes, the rest of you goes untangle these and test the bulbs and see which ones work, and like fucking half of them aren't even in. Like if you want the ball, like the screw in light bulbs, the big C9s or whatever, yeah, and like half of them aren't even in.
Well, I mean, come on, let's be honest. Although he's a lovable character, he's dumb as a brick.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing, because they even make fun of it a few times where he goes, "Oh, come on, when have I ever gotten too out of hand?" And she's kind of like, when he finally does get the Christmas lights all done, he can't get them to come on. And she goes, "Are you sure you checked every plug?" "Of course I checked every," and she just kind of looks at him like, like, fuck, here we go. Because that's what he's famous for. Yeah, he's a goofball. But so there's a part when he first starts hanging, and every time I watch it, I think, he's setting the ladder up, right? And he puts it on the eave, and he climbs up, and he goes to staple the first. But he hasn't even stapled the first lighting yet. And all of a sudden, the ladder, like the knot, he didn't get the latches in, dude. Maybe there's some background on that, but it really looks like the ladder slides.
I don't know, man, but I think about that every time I get my ladder out. Every time that scene runs through my head.
It really looks like, because he does what we all do, and he does it real good. Mm-hmm. Like he hits the ground and he stands and he just kind of like looks around, like. But it's almost like the way, I think it's if it wasn't planned out, it's John Hughes, of course, did it. but it's kind of genius because just to throw that little thing in there to kind of get it started where it's not like so over the top, but it's kind of almost like a real blooper. Like a fucking ladder went out. I mean, he played it off, but
that's really, man, we have to do some research on that. But knowing Chevy Chase, well, like I fucking know the guy, but I wouldn't doubt if that was planned because it was just too. It looked really good. I mean, it looked like, oh shit.
Yeah, and he kind of
Really
looks
happened.
like, and it wasn't like he. Because I've done that shit. You've ever fucking fallen over a bush or something? You've been out, you just kind of get up and you just kind of look, and you kind of go.
Yeah, man, you gotta look to see.
And he does it so. Yeah, he does it so well. Yeah.
You gotta play that shit off right if somebody's looking, man.
He does it really good. Every time I watch, I always try to catch, but it's so fast, and that's why I think, well, maybe that really happened because it's not like a big deal. Like there's a lot of shit in that show where it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. They make a presentation of it. They don't really of that.
Well,
it's
that's
kind of
my point with his movies. If you're not paying attention,
yeah,
they throw shit all through the movies.
Yeah,
and some of them are like really funny, but they don't get a lot of attention. So if you're fucking off, dozing off, whatever the case may be, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, Fletch is full of that crap.
Fletch is really good like that. Yeah, it's pretty deep. And he does that. That is a good movie. We'll have to do that sometime, Fletch.
For sure.
6'7", 6'9" with the afro, is it or something like that? But so anyhow, so he goes and his whole thing is he's going to decorate his house, but he can't get his house decorated because the Christmas lights. What was it? It was a switch, the light switch. He has them all
plugged into the garage, and the outlet that they were plugged into was wired into the switch.
Yeah.
The switch was off. The lights were off.
Yeah. So he had to have that breaker, basically, that circuit on, and then she figures it out. But and then he beats the shit out of this reindeer, which is still kind of funny. How can it? I watch it every year, like I said, and it's still kind of funny because you kind of get it if you do shit a lot, like you do. You put your own lights up, and there's always something. That's the shit that people don't see.
Man, I relate to him so much.
Yeah,
it's not even funny because I am not very mechanically inclined whatsoever, and so I get frustrated quick. So that's me kicking that fucking reindeer.
But it's a for real thing too, because every fucking year, this year, of course, I didn't have to hang Christmas lights, but every other year I've hung them, and it's funny because it is, your wife will say get out and hang the Christmas lights, and you get out and you hang the Christmas lights, and they don't fucking work.
Right.
And I don't know how it happens, but every year, 50% of my lights don't work.
Damn.
I know it's by design.
We've had the ones we got on our porch right now. Icicle ones. We've had them probably the last 3 years. Every year they work fine.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't do a lot though. Like I do that hill, then I do the house. So like I pull them out. Probably, I think we figured it up because they all burned in the attic fire. I think there was like $1,000 with just string lights. That's without the fucking snowman, reindeer, all of that shit, because that's all gone. But we had but every year, dude, like all I got a couple, I think 2 or 3 reindeer, a snowman, wreaths, and I have to, for sure, every year, dude, I have to either redo the reindeer. So one year I couldn't even find white lights because they have to have white lights. So I had literally, yeah, well, right. I had to use green lights, and I had to tie them in and then go through it and paint the green wires. Fucking white. So you should see the paint job too. It's like it's like a light green, then it goes into a dark white. But
now that's some serious OCD right there.
Well, because you don't. I guess if you're gonna do it right. But you spend all that time replacing these lights, and even the LED dudes. Like I actually got a commercial account last year because I was so serious about my lights that I got with a commercial company, like to buy the good ones. Like they're not supposed to be, they're waterproof and shit like that. I didn't buy any because I was burning those fuckers down.
Lucky you even burned your house down.
I did, yeah. I didn't want to hang it. I told you last week that I didn't want to do the light thing. Right. And then after I burned the house down, I was like, man, I was trying to get out of it. Like, I don't really want to hang the light. And then after I burned the house down, I was like, man, I really wish I had the house to hang some lights on right now.
That's one hell of a way to get out of it.
I kind of thought that was my gooch. Like maybe me being so grinchy, Scroogey. maybe I gooch myself. I will say this: I did take the hill because I always have to blow the leaves off the hill because we do that like it's like a waterfall that comes down, and then the reindeer drinking out of it, and a snowman, and a tree at the top, like a lit up tree. And
what you need to do next time is put a hunter up in that tree.
Shoot the deer, like blood everywhere. Yeah,
totally.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, fat man, and your four-legged fag friends.
Yeah, but I think that's why I can relate to that is because it's the same thing for me every year. It's like, I'm up there doing that. I'm up on the roof, 2 stories high, wrapping the edge, and not like he does it, but there are lights. They go out. And then I'm out buying new ones. I don't know if you've ever had that happen where you get up there and you're like, fuck, I gotta go back down and buy new ones, which you don't think he did, right? Like yeah.
At least they didn't say it.
Yeah, I'm down at Lowe's or something and going through the clearance section, like to see what they got.
I bet you if they had a Lowe's, well, I guess maybe they did, but Lowe's definitely was not. It's not what it's like today back then. So.
Well, they had that Walmart. Because remember when Eddie can't afford to buy Christmas presents. And well, how can you not afford to give something to have something for his family at Christmas, kids for Christmas? So he goes, well, I'm going to buy him something. So there's this ongoing thing where they got the cart and he's like, well, Eddie, we understand you're kind of hard on luck. We want to give the kids a special Christmas. And at the time, Eddie's putting all the dog food into the cart.
Right.
And then you see, it's real subtle. It's one of those things you're talking about, right? Where he takes these package of light bulbs. So he's got like maybe 3 or 4 bags of dog food piled up. And as they're talking, they're each just throwing something on. And Clark grabs the thing of light bulbs and he puts it on. And then they're still talking. And then he grabs some more dog food. And you can actually hear the fucking light bulbs crush. So we have this thing, me and my wife, where yeah, you got to go. It's one of those things. But I caught it. I know it was me. She'll deny it, but she'll be like, no, I caught it. And I pointed it out to you. So every year, like we were just watching it before I came over here and I go, oh, that part's coming up. I go, watch this. It says fuck with her, right? I go, he's about to. So if you watch close enough, he puts the light bulbs on and then he smashes them. But
that's awesome. I gotta watch that part, man.
Yeah.
I totally missed that. I'm surprised I missed that.
Yeah, because it's real quick. Like he just freaking puts the light bulbs on and it follows it up with a freaking 2 bags of dog food. By the way, dog food was like $5 or something. I was like, it had to be like 25-pound bag, maybe more. I was like, man, dog food is cheap. Of course, it was like Walmart,
right?
Walmart brand. Right, yeah, the shit your dog is fucking. It's like dead at 8.
Right, your dog looks at you like, are you serious, man? Do you really want me to do that?
But yeah, dude, there's some great parts. What are your memories of that? Did you see that in the theater?
I don't remember. When did that come out?
It had to have been 89. 89, or I think I was like 17. I was a senior in high school.
So I was already in the military, so probably not.
Okay.
I do remember watching, on the good old fashioned VHS.
Yep, good old VHS.
But I'm about 100% certain I did not see it in the movie theater.
Yeah, I know I did. I know who I seen it with. It was my buddy, and he brought this girl along. And then it was like on a Sunday afternoon or something. I remember it was always fucking raining or snowing or something where I was from. And but we loved it. It was great. Mm-hmm. And it's like you said, it's a classic. It
just doesn't get old, man. I don't. It's just the movie was done exceptionally well that it would last the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
As long as people in America celebrate Christmas, they will. Well, who knows? That might not be that long, but anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Christmas Vacation will be forever my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think it's probably mine. I love Bad Santa. Do you have a?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. It's not something you can really watch with the family.
No.
Yeah.
You'd shit right for a week.
Right. Yeah. That's a great one. Scrooge is pretty good.
The one with Bill Murray?
Yeah. Bill Murray. That's a good one. Yeah.
Rambo, First Blood.
Let's just do it like Die Hard, right?
Yeah. I am going to say, I'm going to right now state it that First Blood is a Christmas movie. In fact, it was filmed during the Christmas season. And in one of the scenes in the police department, they've got Christmas trees up and Christmas decorations. And in the town, you can see there's Christmas decorations all over the place too. But that's as far as it goes as being related to Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not getting that, but I remember that. It's David Caruso, right? When he's in that, and they take him in, and there's then he just starts fucking everybody up, right? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where he's like supposed to be the good guy, but really he just literally just went in and cleaned out of town.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe. And Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie. Gremlins, right? Gremlins is Christmas.
Man, I haven't seen Gremlins in forever. God, they were all the rage.
Yeah, they're
little
back.
stuffed toys.
Yeah, they're making full size like props now of them. Yeah, you can buy them. Yeah, they're not cheap, but they're cool. They got like the flasher. Remember the one that flashes? That's favorite. That's a good one. What about
I wonder if that movie would still hold up.
It does.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, it's been a couple years, but if you actually put it on, and it's a good movie. If you put it on and you'll watch it, you'll like it. You'll be like, oh, I forgot how good that is. That's what I do every time I watch it. It's like every few years, and I'll be like, I gotta watch that more. I gotta put that into the Elf, Christmas with the Cranks, National Lampoon's rotation. What else? Yeah, we did Home Alone. That's always a popular one. But
well, the classics, Christmas Carol. What about Christmas Story?
That's a great one. And they play the shit out of that, though.
Yeah, it's got to the point where I don't even like watching it anymore
because of that.
Yeah,
it's like, is it 48 hours or is it 20?
I don't know what they do.
24 hours.
It's too. It's too damn long.
Yeah, so we always would, and this is probably what everybody else does. When the kids would open the presents, I would just put it on TNT. I think it's both TNT and TBS. And you can put it on there, and they just will play it. So it's kind of it's background kind of filler. And I would put it on there, let the kids open their shit, and you're just so tired, you don't want to turn, so you just let it go.
Yeah.
Just kind of fill the air. I think that's probably what most people do.
We don't even have cable anymore.
We don't either. I didn't now that, especially when I left the hotel. I did get to cable through Spectrum, because the other day when I had to switch the internet. They remember I told you I upgraded it, and I think I was paying $100 a month, and they go to me, would you like to try out our cable? We have our own cable app, or it's like Hulu cable or some shit. And they go, it would be $64 a month. It would take your current bill from 100 to 64. And I wasn't. There's been so much going on, I wasn't thinking about it. And I said, no, I'm not interested in that. And she's like, paused, and she goes, so you're not interested in reducing your bill from $164 a month? And I go, well, I get to keep my internet, and it goes cheaper, and you give me. She goes, yeah. And I go, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I go, how long? She goes, 2 years. I go, holy shit. And she goes, yeah, 2 years, and then we raise it on you $10. And I go, well, it's still like $25 cheaper.
They're hurting, man.
It must be hurting.
Gateway's coming in.
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah. And what's the other, AT&T Uverse or whatever they call it.
Never heard of it.
Because there's certain areas around here that have access to that. Like we don't in our area, but they were talking about doing that when we first moved in here and had the house built, and then I guess Gateway beat them outbid them or whatever for the contract. But
okay.
So, but yeah, long story short is they're hurting, and good on them because they've been screwing motherfuckers forever.
Yeah, like some people, if you talk to them, their cable bills, like they just raise it up.
Yeah.
And then it's like $200 a month, and they just keep paying it.
Yeah, because most times if you call in and you bitch about it,
that's what I always did.
Yeah, they'll all right, we'll keep it the way it's happening.
Yeah, they put you in retention. I fucked with those fuckers all the time. Back when I had it, that was like 10 years ago or more. And so they'd give you a special so for $36 a month, you can have the 120 channels, and then they'd raise it. They raise it pretty significantly, and they keep going from there. So as soon as it went up, like 6 months or whatever, I call them. Yeah, I need you to cancel my shit. Okay, sir. Was there a problem? Yeah, you're too fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was just always like, just cancel it. Just cancel it.
Right.
Well, hold on, sir. What if I no, just cancel it. So I just keep doing that. And they'd send you could you hold, they pass you off to what they call retention, and they're trying to keep your services, and they just renew the deal, right? So they just keep lowering it.
Oh wow. Yeah, what's our opinion on Israel versus Palestine? That goes right well
Wow.
talking about Christmas vacation.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna say fuck both of them because I don't feel like picking a side, and it's not, quite honestly, it's not affecting me at all.
Yeah, dude, I don't know enough about it. Somebody just asked me that a while ago, and I said I don't fucking.
Look, man, I fought in two world. What, you spit on America? Okay, good on you. Cool story, bro.
This is a lot of America hate these days.
Hate me, I don't really give a shit. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to sit here and listen to us. You can leave. But anyway, yeah, fuck both of them. Don't care.
Yeah. So you what the hell were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about Christmas stuff.
Yeah, but we were talking about something else, like some movie.
Yeah.
Or no, cable. We were talking about cable. Yeah. Yeah. So anyhow, they gave me a pretty good deal on that, so I was kind of happy with that. I took it, and but I probably won't use it, but it doesn't matter because my bill is so much cheaper.
Right.
So,
Win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win for me. You know.
And when do they turn that service on? When?
They already did. They just automatically, yeah, dude, because they do that shit pretty quick now. Actually, I had to have the internet new place hooked up today, so they told me, "Oh, well, you're good to go. You're." They actually told me my service would be better. They said you're actually going to have better service there, and I went, "Oh, okay, awesome. That'll work out perfect for me." What they didn't tell me was I didn't have service there yet. So when they gave me the cable box, they sent it to me. I hooked it up, and then it didn't work. So they had to send somebody else out, right? So that was interesting. So they said,
"Do I ring the show? I don't know how to put the brackets." Obviously, you're calling from outside of the U.S., so I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, so they had to send two guys out today to hook the cable up. It turns out that it wasn't even hooked up at the box. So yeah, so I go, so what was the problem? Because they said they couldn't find a connection, and the guys go, yeah, you didn't even have internet here.
They probably turned your shit off the old house.
No, because I told them, I said, fucking, yeah. It obviously didn't because I didn't have fucking internet. So they ended up coming out and they hooked me up there, and it took like 5 seconds, and they got the connection going. So I got, it goes to the modem. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you should be rocking, man.
That's what they told me.
Now, how many bedrooms is it?
It's 3 bedroom.
3 bedrooms.
Yep.
Where are you gonna do the show from?
Right here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
I don't know. I can hook it up. I'd probably hook it up in the kitchen if I had to do that, but we'll see. We just got in yesterday, so we're still kind of.
I wouldn't do the kitchen, man.
No.
Sound wise.
Yeah, just be shitty.
Too echo.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I can do it from the bedroom.
You're always welcome to come over here, man.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, the kids got to do other bedrooms, and I mean it's a nice little place. It's just a townhouse, but if you'd have brought my food over today, you could have seen it. But
you'd have fucking returned my phone call. I would have.
You didn't say. Let's go into this. So
you want me to break it down Barney style for you?
I get a text today saying, "Where are you at?" And I said, "You go. You're gonna be home. I'll give you the address." And if you would have said, you didn't say anything. You just kind of said, "Well, I got some goodie." Finally, you said, "I got some tasty treats for you." And you didn't say that you had fresh food because your wife, Connie, had made fresh food. She didn't say anything like that. You said some tasty treats. That could be like fucking Slim Jims, something like that. Oreo cookies. Could have been anything that could have been lasting, something in the gift basket. I didn't know she made fresh food. So anyhow, his wife makes fresh food for me. And yeah, that's how that went. So
there you go.
Hey, give this to her. She was the one that was upset.
Rather than fucking tears.
Yeah, you upset your wife, dude.
Anyway, what's your opinions on mass illegal immigration which is occurring in the U.S.? Well, you said it right there with the illegal part. Hey, look, you want to come to this country? I'm all for it. Do it the legal way. Do it the right way. My wife is a legal immigrant to this country, and she went through and she did it the absolute correct way. Now, I will go ahead and admit that the system is broken, but until it's fixed, play by the rules or fuck around and find out. Bazing. Getting back to Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, legal or illegal, well, that's where you and I disagree, my friend, because what part of illegal don't you understand? They are not there legally. Therefore, thanks for playing, drive through. You want to do your paperwork and do it like you're supposed to, then arms wide open. That's the way I see it. That's what this country was founded on immigrants. Uh, my wife's an immigrant, and I'm all for it if you come here and you do the right thing. But if you don't, thanks for playing. Bye-bye. So, yeah, I just love, getting back to Christmas Vacation. Clark is the typical guy who counted all of his eggs before they hatched. And it's kind of painful to see him go through that whole process with thinking he's getting the bonus in the pool,
Oh god, that's a great part too, right?
Yeah.
Which is a Jelly of the Month Club. 12 months of the Jelly of the Month Club. Yeah, it's a gift that keeps on giving, Clark. Somebody said something. They get a bonus. It was my buddy was bitching about his bonus, and he goes, "It's not as much as I thought it was going to be." And I said, "Was it 12 months of the Jelly of the Month Club?" He didn't get it.
Oh no!
It's gonna let it go.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No! Oh wow, that's horrible. Hen Dog, he says, I hate illegally only due to my past experience with them being my nan was brutally raped by a Pakistani man and turned us to God, man. That's horrible. I think there's a special place reserved for rapists, man.
This Christmas show is getting
more and more festive.
Really dark.
More and more festive. Wow. Well, happy holidays. May I suggest some mistletoe? Maybe I can fix it right.
Yeah, I got enough dark shit going on, right?
Right? I'm trying, man. But at the same time, it's love how I'm throwing my 2 cents in on
You are
the Christmas shit.
Yeah, you are. You're keeping up with it. Good for you. Good for you.
But yeah, that God, I remember being a young man, being first on my own, and I would do shit like that. I would count my eggs before they hatch. And so
I always do. Yeah. I just got done doing it. Yeah. Before Thanksgiving with my mom, same thing. I was kind of let down by that. Happy and then let down. You're always kind of happy and you're let down.
Right.
By the way, speaking of, I don't want to get off on topic. Did I send you that video that Ukraine? Did you see that grenade? That guy threw those grenades in that freaking social thing?
No.
No, it's fucking brutal, dude. My buddy sent the video of it to me. Watching like a social something. It's like a Ukraine deputy for Zelensky, and he throws 3 grenades.
Oh, in the little meeting room. They were having like a press conference or something.
Right, yeah. It's like a social media. Yeah, that's fucking brutal. Damn, dude.
I don't have Discord. I'm not sure how you can call through. All I know is the country code is 1 for America. It's an old tool used to use to clean weapons.
Okay.
You have to have a clean weapon for it to not malfunction.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially carbon bit. It depends on the ammunition you're firing and the weapon you're firing. Like the M4, the AR-15 platform is notoriously known for excess carbon built up, especially on the firing pin and bullet carrier group.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get that shit out unless you got tools small enough to get in there into those crevices.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like we might have a phone call here.
Is it about Christmas?
Hello, caller. Go ahead. Nice. Welcome. Well, I'll throw this out there at you. I am not Jewish, for the record. However, I think Jews have been one of the most persecuted people on the face of the planet since the inception of human beings on the planet. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but it's well talked about throughout the Bible. Hell, it's well talked about throughout recent history with 6 million Jews being exterminated by the Nazis. So perfectly honestly, I don't have enough information on the subject to give you an intelligent answer. Uh, I don't know enough about the region, uh, and anything I would say would probably be emotionally driven by thought produced. Does that make sense? Which one? Which what did he mention about? Oh, oh wow, that's well. I hope he's not serious because that's horrible, man. Now, where are you calling from? Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I detected a accent there.
A limey accent there. Oh, really? Well, there's now which the guy in the hat or the beautiful bald guy with glasses? Oh, you can't hear my shit?
Yeah, you fucker, you fucked it all up.
Oh,
see,
wow.
I'm the one that's got this cheap ass mic over here.
Well, that
hand me down.
Yeah, that might be because this isn't our normal setup. But that's all right. We can maybe fix it. The problem is my buddy Ryan here. Essentially, what happened is his house caught on fire, and so he's kind of misplaced at the moment. So we're doing the show.
Misplaced. My wife calls it displaced. That's such a good word for it.
Looks like we lost him. Sorry, buddy. I don't know what happened there. If feel free to give us a call back if you want.
Yeah, the Palestine thing's a really crazy one, right? Like a lot of people, and I'm in the same boat with that. That's been going on forever, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's something I don't know enough about. I was really kind of amazed that so many people were weighing in on it. Like I always thought I was pretty good at history, but I didn't have any answers for that.
Well, I do know a little bit about this situation, but I don't know enough to feel confident to speak on. Palestine, they gave so much land back to Israel and Palestine after the war, but it wasn't the amount of land that Palestine thought that they deserved or they should have. They feel like Israel took more land that was rightfully theirs, and so that of course started the whole. That was back in the '60s, if I'm not mistaken, or before.
Well, that was wasn't it after the war? They were kind of in search, but nobody really. It's kind of like was it like a like we always take refugees, right. And nobody wanted to take the Jews though, so they kind of gave them an area, and then they kind of.
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that had always been Jerusalem has been there since biblical times and before, so that had always been part of their land. But where the dispute comes in is where how much land is theirs and not theirs. And I believe that happened, and this is why I didn't really want to speak on it, because I could be completely speaking out of my ass, but I believe that happened after the 8-day war, 6 or 8 day war of Israel back in the 60s.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting thing. When it first started happening, a lot of people were so wrapped up in it and involved. And even as I'd like to think I know a little bit about history, that's been going on for so long.
It's been going on since the dawn of time, really. Honestly.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. It's kind of like the abortion thing. I don't like to weigh in on that because I don't. There's just so much that there's like. it's like one of those things. It's like I've heard people make good arguments for both sides.
Hen Dog in the room asked, I think he meant to ask, are you voting for Trump? Listen, I'm just going to put this out there for you, okay? If you don't vote for me, you're a loser. It's simple. Even if I'm in jail, vote for me from my jail cell.
So wouldn't it be, it's actually kind of hard. You're not really left with much of a choice anyway, because I think if it comes down to the two, you can't vote for the skin suit. You have right. You have to. I mean, it's a crazy thing.
I think it's going to start coming down to the wire, and then they're going to 25th Amendment his ass and put Michelle in as the running.
I definitely think she's going to be the one. And I've said this forever. People think I'm crazy. I think it's like it's going to be like the 11th hour. And I've heard now. I thought it would originally. I thought it would be October. Biden would pull out, but I'm hearing now it's a lot of his ego. He really thinks he can do this. Anybody that's seen him knows that he can't.
I saw a poll today, and of course, take this with a grain of salt because polls are easily skewed.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a poll that said his approval rating is now down to 35%.
No, it's lower. I think it's 33. It's the lowest. It's even lower than Carter, dude.
Wow.
It's even the young. I think they said all the young voters that normally were for him have pulled away officially. I think that's a no-brainer. I honestly, man, I'd like to know the people that were like, "Yeah, I'm down with this," because you're not watching, if you can say that.
You're completely uneducated on what is going on around you.
Right. You're just not paying attention to. He's barely alive.
Right.
You know.
Well, he's mentally incapacitated.
100%.
And it's criminal that these fools are keeping him in office.
And that's what it is. It's you know, it's kind of like it is Weekend at Bernie's. It is fucking. We've talked about this before. It is. Go watch that movie. It is fucking Weekend at Bernie's, and it is literally this. They want to hang out, and that's kind of like these people. They want to hang out in the White House. They want to be in power. They want to have all that shit at their disposal. So they keep pretending that the guy's going. It's the same fucking thing. There's nothing different. It's very. Who wrote that movie? Because they were. I don't think they knew what they were on to there, dude. Like.
It's pretty good though. Huh?
Yeah.
It's very, very fitting.
That dude, man. Look, so, like, what's it gonna take? Is he gonna fall on his face at some point? Because it's gonna happen. When is it gonna happen? He's definitely gonna fall, and then I'm sure it's gonna be somebody else's fault. I mean, if you look at all the shit that's going on, it's groundbreaking, dude. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it. And remember we had Mark Sargent on, and he said it was all by design. This was. To me, I think Joe Biden is a symbolism of a dying empire.
See how close you get.
I'm as fucking close as I can get without swallowing it.
That's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of echo.
Is there?
Yeah, I gotta get some more tiles up here.
All right.
And get this. And then I think probably next week, I'll just throw a blanket over this. Some sound deadening.
Yeah.
Because it's bouncing off that damn desk too. But anyway, that's just a little bit of silly housekeeping shit. It looks like our friends in the room, they want to form their own podcast. Hey, you know what? I say go for it.
100%. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, especially if you think like us, because we need more people that think like us.
Well, right. Well, I wish you could call back because I'm really interested in hearing hearing some of the opinions of folks outside of the States. And I want your honest opinion. Like, how weak of a country do we appear on the world stage now with the leaders that we have?
Oh, fuck. Everybody's got to be laughing.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even defend it. Really. I get it. But he wants to know what workforce we are in. I am retired military, so I don't work anymore.
Yeah, I guess you'd say I'm a tech. Leave it at
that. Well, you know what? I hate to agree with you, but I kind of have to.
What did he say?
He said, "Y'all country is weak."
It's looking that way. There's no other way to put it. I mean, I always wonder, like, from the outside looking in, you ever see that person and you're like, this motherfucker has zero self-awareness. Yeah. If you look at us, like, I mean, again, it goes back to what I say about Biden. It's symbolic. I think someday we'll look at it like that. It's symbolic of a dying empire.
Yeah, of course you can, as long as your internet works and works well. That is, I guess I should say. But what I'll do is, let's see. I think I still have. I'll throw up a link in here and my email, and just send me an email, and we can definitely make something happen.
Um, what do you think about the? Did we talk about this
Oh,
earlier?
hold on. Here we go. Hello, caller. Go ahead, please. What's happening? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, uh, well,
Awesome.
that's
Thank
greatly
you.
appreciated. But I want to hear your opinion. No, I was just saying I want to hear your opinion from an outside American's view on America. Honest. You're not going to offend me, I promise.
Yeah, and then what the hell? I mean, we always talk about this one. You don't hear shit about that Hawaii anymore. It just
It
fucking
just
up
went
and
away.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Just disappeared.
Under the carpet.
Um,
That depends on a lot of factors, actually. I mean, are you trying to like be away from the cities? Are you looking to be in the cities? My recommendation would be stay away from the cities.
yeah,
Uh,
especially now.
there's a lot of great.
Well, yeah, Texas is big. It's got a. It's. My opinion would be honestly is you want to have if you're in America, you want gun laws. You want gun laws where you can have a gun and protect yourself. And there's a lot of states that don't believe in that. They don't want you protecting yourself. Um, Texas is really strong in guns. Florida is really strong in guns. Missouri's good. Florida's a great place. A lot of people are going there now. I can tell you where I'd stay the fuck away from, and that would be California, despite what Newsom likes to say.
I think if I had money was not an option and it was a perfect world, I would probably move somewhere like Montana or North or South Dakota. And that's just my personal preference.
Well, if you go to Montana, you get close. A lot of that's being consumed by that West Coast mentality, and that West Coast mentality. They got a saying here in the states where liberal minds are the liberals, the Democrats are they ruin cities, and if you look at it, all the major cities, the big cities, are Democrats, and they're the ones with they don't want law. There's no. They want to free criminals. They want to anybody. It's kind of if you follow the law, you're more in danger. You know.
Right, because the criminals don't follow laws.
So I would say if I had to say, Texas is, I hear it's a great place. A lot of people love it. Florida, a lot of people love it. Down south, man. Well, it's a little more liberal. I mean, it depends on your views. I mean, it's going to be probably less liberal than LA by far, but it's going to be a little more liberal than Dallas for sure.
Are you a comedy fan by any chance? That's exactly why I bring it up.
Yeah, Rogan's kind of putting them on the map.
Uh-oh, looks like we lost. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what happened there, but
Yeah, that's amazing, right? Like how he's blown that place up. But that'll turn into LA. The thing about that left mentality is, and it is a mentality. You've lived around the world. I have lived in certain cities where when you get to that mind, they don't think that they're too far left, but they don't see it.
right.
You know,
I'm not well. I mean, Austin's already liberal, like you said earlier. But the thing with the big comedy scene is a lot of the comics that are moving there are the ones that are sick and tired of the leftist mentality, and they're leaving L.A. They're leaving New York.
That far left mentality.
Right.
The problem is they're still left, and they'll change that left too, like they did, and then there'll be radical left. There's always different sides of it, just like there's different sides of the right. I'm a law-abiding guy. I like to mind my own business. My thing is live and let live. Let you do your fucking thing, dude. If you like to, as long as it's, you're not doing crazy shit, hurting other people, impeding on people's lives, do your thing. But fuck off and leave everybody else alone. And that's kind of the problem with the left is they need to change it. Everyone needs to think like them. I've lived around them. I've been in the cities. They don't think they are. And that's the way Austin will end up being is the same way. I don't care what Rogan says or what any of those guys say. We'll end up like that.
So Hendo said, "Sorry guys, just hitting my spam cap limit. I'll call it so it cut out. No worries, mate. Hey, did I do that right?
You did. That's
No worries, mate. Oh, that's one.
He's UK.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, I mean, Texas would be good no matter what because you got gun rights, and that's a big thing. You need to be able to protect your family.
You said you are correct that there are a lot of the left-leaning individuals moving out and going to Montana. But again, if money was no option, the place that I would go in Montana, they'd want nothing to do with.
What are you thinking?
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you fucking sound like Kaczynski. Wasn't he from Montana? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he lived in the fucking mountains.
I thought he was more Appalachian side on the East Coast.
I can tell you the places, dude, I'd never want to visit is is New York. There's no fucking way.
Been there, done it.
Yeah, I would never want to live there. I traveled enough. I was in LA a lot or through the California area. I would never want to live there. And I was watching that Newsom thing recently. Did you watch any of that where he's like talking about
no.
And people don't even want to, they're leaving there. They're fucking getting out of there as fast as they can. I like space. And I think you do too, that you like to camp. I love land. That's another thing. I would say, being in Vegas for almost 10 years, you can't buy land there. You're on top of each other. When I got to Missouri, I was like, let's buy fucking land. Because it's America, man. And you want to own a part of that. And the more, the better. So I like land. I like space. If you can get space, give a little separation because we all need it.
Well, my friend's dad told me one time, he said, boy, you need to invest in land. They just don't make that shit anymore.
They don't. Yep, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, man. So
especially if you go west, and that's a lot of people don't realize is that I think Wyoming, I think even Montana, dude, it's mostly government owned, and people don't realize that after everybody started going out that way, the government realized we need to stop it, control it a little bit more. So they bought up the land. You're not even supposed to be on it. Nobody uses it. Nobody does anything with it. You're just not supposed to. You can't live on it. You can't really hunt on it unless you go to certain areas. And there's a lot of, it's like you said, it's all relative. I guess it's what you like. If you like the big city, if you don't mugged. And fucking there you go.
Well, I don't. I don't like the big city at all. In fact, I would be so far away from any. I would live off of my land. That was the goal. Hey, thanks, fellas, man. I'll check out the email after the show, and I'm sure we can make something happen, even with the time differences. So that's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we saying?
Yeah. So we both like to. I could walk out fucking in my land and not see anybody, you know.
Please don't. That's what you think. No, but you know what? Speaking of that, I get like notices every so often about property that's being auctioned.
Mhm.
So if you want to go in on some of that, man, I'll send the next time I get something like that, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, we look at a lot. Like we're thinking about going even farther to go eventually but I would still keep a place here because I would want to I'd want that separation. So I'd probably come here maybe summer, wintertime, I'd go to Florida. We've looked at places on the ocean in Destin, like just condos, but there you're stacked. You're literally right on top of people. I could do it for a limited time, then I'd have to get the fuck out because it's just too much.
I want a place that I can go to when the shit hits the fan.
That's what we talk about a lot, dude. Because the first thing that happens, and you got to think about this: if the power, and this kind of sounds really conspiratorial, but if the power grid got shut down, you're fucked if you're in the city. Because everyone's just going to. Everyone says, "Well, you got to have money and cash." Don't worry about cash. People are going to come steal shit. No one's going to pay for anything. They're going to steal your shit.
Do you know what the average life expectancy is for let's just say something like an EMP blast that takes the grid out. Do you know what the average life expectancy is? 3 days.
For sure.
Days.
And that's what I say. If you shut down, dude, if you shut down the fucking internet here in this country, everyone from the age of fucking 12 to 30 is going to go out of their mind. First off.
I'm going camping.
Dude, I didn't have my internet for one fucking day last night, right? I said, I picked my kids up and I said, hey, they didn't get the internet turned on. Turns out it wasn't on. And fuck, you should have seen the mood change. And I was like, man, you motherfuckers don't know what it's like to survive. Now, me and my wife and you, we're fucking survivors. We'll get by. We're going to make it. I see half these people and they say, you're not going to make it. You're not. Did you see that shooting at UNLV? That guy went in and shot up the campus. My buddy who lives out there was telling me about it. He said that the people that weren't even there, that just went to the school but weren't on the university, that they were bitching. And they managed to somehow or another be a victim. And the only thing I said to him was, you know what? You're not. These people aren't going to make it. When the shit really does hit the fan, they're done. They're going to be snuffed out like a fucking candle, dude. They're done. So
there's no doubt.
Yeah, they won't make it.
And they're going to really be kicking themselves in the asses for really wanting all those gun control laws.
I have a buddy who owns a huge gun store in Vegas. And when the COVID shit hit, he had it was somebody in the political came in, and I forget how it went down, but he wanted to buy a gun, and he was like, "I can't." He ended up turning him down. I can't remember what it was, like some sort of medical marijuana, something. He couldn't sell him a gun, but he goes, it was crazy how many people he knew publicly that were anti-gun. That all of a sudden were in his shop trying to immediately get guns.
Well, how about all the politicians that are anti-gun, but they all have armed security?
Yeah.
Why?
Right. Yeah.
If it's so safe and so good, why? Get rid of your security.
Yep.
The last thing I'm saying on that, Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie had a gun.
Cousin Eddie.
What do you think of my RV out there?
I love it.
It looks so good in my driveway, Eddie.
It's so. That's so me.
We were offered to stay on it. They said, hey, not the insurance company, but people that were cleaning up our house after the fire said, are you going to stay here on your land? Like you just put an RV here? I said, yeah, that'd be nice. Well, you can do that. The insurance company will rent one for you. So you can just, because a lot of people, I guess, won't leave their property. They'll like put up an RV and stay. And I said, I wanted to do that. But we thought about buying one, like just going to get one of those like nice Winnebagos and parking out there. But dude, that might be like 6, 7 months, 8 months, possibly living in that fucking thing with everybody.
So I can tell you right off the bat that it was the right decision not to do that.
Right.
So when we moved from Virginia to Florida, we had to stay in my RV. I had a fifth wheel RV. It was 36 feet long, had 3 slide outs. But we had to stay in it for like 45 days until we could find a house. And, that sounds okay and all, but Liam was just born, literally. Isabella was a year and a half, 17 months. Had our mother-in-law with me, 2 labs, myself and Connie, in that fifth wheel for 45 days. So let me tell you what, you made it right home.
Dude, fucking just with the dogs, the 2, so when we get into our little townhouse, I ran into the lady next door, super nice lady, and I went over immediately and I said, hey, we're going to be here for a while. Our house burnt down. I just want to let you know, I have 2 Dobermans, and I go, they're sweet. I'll keep them away. I'll keep them at a distance. They're sweet dogs. And, she's like, she's super nice. She's like, but you can see as soon as I said 2 Dobermans, she's like,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they look mean, and especially when they start to bark, the hair stands up, and they freaking kind of get that look at everyone.
Yeah, I get that from somebody that is not used to dogs, for sure. They're beautiful dogs, man, but they can look very menacing.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's the speed. So I was at that hotel, and I had them a good ways away, and I had to jump in front of my girl. I think I told you that, right? She was going after this guy's dog,
right.
And I hopped in front of her, but the speed, I think, catches some people. They're so fucking fast. And when they take off, it's like, wow.
Yeah, they're stupid fast. And they're so smart. I just, you know what? I often go back and forth. If I'm going to get another dog, what am I going to get? I'm going to get a Rottweiler. I'm going to get a Doberman or a Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
They're so smart. And for a lot of people, I wouldn't recommend them dogs just because they take a lot of work.
And they fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like my boy, they're so hard-headed. Like he bit at me 3 times the first time. I had to get him. I chased him to the house one day because he bit me. So each time you're in a fight, and they will challenge you, and you just gotta. But if you're a female or whatever, you're a little timid. You're done.
Oh yeah.
They'll call you. They get you that one time, and you're scared. You're fucked. They'll never listen to you again, and they're gonna fuck with you forever.
Did I tell you what I did to my mom's dog? I've told you how mean that bitch is, right?
The dog or your mom?
Yeah. I mean both. Whatever. So I can't even bring Connie and the kids can't even go over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And if we do, I have to put that dog in the basement in a crate in the basement. But we came home. Actually, it was right after we got back from Japan. I came back here and we saw the dog. And the last time we saw her was right before we went to Japan. So 3 years prior when she was a puppy. Well, by that time, my dad getting sick, long story, he didn't socialize the way she probably should have been. So she was very overprotective. So I was out on their back patio, their porch, and the dog came around the corner. And I guess she didn't know I was there. Well, I scared her.
Mm-hmm.
She came up and she nipped me.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid that bitch out, man. I punched her right in the friggin' head. I'm talking, legs sprawling out like this,
Yeah.
And ever since that day,
yeah.
I'm the only one, other than my mother, that can even go in the house. And she listens to me more than she listens to my mom. Yeah.
Well, that's what you got to do, because mine did it. My boy, this last one, my other one did it too. But my boy, he did it, like I said, 3 times. And the one time, they resource guard, right? So they'll get shit. And then if you try to take it, that's when they go at you.
Yeah, they're in prison.
Right? Yeah. So he freaking turned around and did that to me. I did the same thing. I just waited and he nipped at me, he was biting, and I went whap, and I just timed it out. And I just freaking knew it. Like he didn't expect. They're calling your shit. They're kind of like, let's see what this fucker. I think I got him, and then I got him. Dude, that dog took off and started running, and I chased him. My wife was coming down the stairs, and I was running after him. I go, look out! And I ran upstairs because what you're supposed to do at that point is you're supposed to get on them, and then you bite them, like you get on their neck and then you bite them on the back. And that teaches them like submission.
Yeah,
You don't,
dominate
yeah, you don't fucking bite them and rip their skin up. You just bite them, and I kind of growl at him. Everyone laughs at me for that, but it's like in the police academy, they'll tell you, like my buddy's a canine. I think that's what when they were going through they get their dog, and that's how they would tell them to do it. Is that you got to take them and slam them up against the wall or something. You got to disorient them, and that's what fucks them up the most. So because they'll do it, all those dogs will try to call your shit out.
Well, that's why I act the way I act with Alma. I mean, it's dog psychology, and people that don't understand it, yeah, they'll think you're crazy.
Yeah.
But and then at the very next breath, they'll be like, "Well, can you train my dog like that?"
Yeah, well, that's how it happens. So my breeder of my dogs says he goes, I can't tell you how many like women I'll get their dogs back, and I'll have to give them new homes and shit like that because they're like it just happened one time, and now the dog won't ever listen again. It's like
that's all it takes.
It's that alpha. They got to find the alpha of the herd, and if you're not gonna be it, they'll be it.
Damn right. That's for those that are listening that don't know. I have a Belgian Malinois that was in Iraq for 6 years. She's a bomb detection dog, and she's super smart. But there's like I will put my mouth on the nape of her neck.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pull it every now and then, and I'll roll her over and I'll hold her down on her back. Oh, she hates that, man. But it's just that you know you're gonna know who's boss.
Yeah.
And you got to establish that pretty much right away, man. And the first time I did it, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous because I haven't had her since she was a puppy.
Yeah.
So I got this dog that's been in war for 6 years, and I'm gonna show the bitch who's boss. I didn't know she was gonna bite me. I didn't know how she would react, but
yeah, and you got to have a mentality. Like my kids always ask, "What would you do, like if he did, or they do bite you?" Or said, then we go. But the thing is that if you go in with the mentality of, here's what I say, he's gonna fuck me up. There's no doubt I'm gonna be at the hospital, get stitched up. I'm gonna probably miss. There's gonna be some skin hanging, flesh. I'm probably gonna be bleeding pretty good. But he's dead.
Yeah.
Like that's how that goes down. Like I'm gonna go get stitched up, but that's it. That's the last bite. So that's kind of the mentality you have to have when you deal with certain dogs, especially like that can be, because they will call your shit, man. And he's done it. He doesn't do it anymore, but he won't listen like a lot of people. Like he'll just be like, "Fuck you." My wife will go, "Come on," and he's like, "Nah."
It's crazy, man, because you have to establish that dominance immediately, and once you do that, they may challenge you a time or two after that, but typically they won't. And they really want to be led. They really want to please
you. They have to, yeah, they do. Yeah, that's the thing, is that they do want, but they're going to test you. They're going to challenge you. They're going to, because they want to be the leader of the pack.
That's right. I think Ace will sometimes listen to me.
Probably. I mean, he's a good dog, but they don't, and I think that's sometimes too where people, they lose those dogs, is that they do want to learn. They do need to be taught. And it does take a lot of work. It's just like anything, man. It's like raising kids or anything that's worth doing, can take some time. And no one wants to, what I always say, sometimes my kids would be like, man, you're so like angry with him sometimes, or forceful. I go, everyone wants to eat the sausage, but no one wants to see how it's made. Well, my dogs are always great. They always listen really well, and that's why. They're not afraid. I don't hurt them, but I praise them a lot, and I, scold them a lot. It just depends that's how you teach them to do things.
Again, it's dog psychology.
Right.
If you care enough about this animal that you're taking into your home, do a little work, do some research, and figure out what makes them tick. Because every dog trainer I've ever talked to, every person I've ever talked to about training a dog, it's not training the dog. You got to train the person.
Mm-hmm.
The dog is the dog. They know one thing, period.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you train the owner, the relationship will be so much better down the road.
Yeah, and you can't beat the dog. That's another thing too. I think a lot of people think, well, if I beat then the dog's gonna eventually that dog's gonna get fed up and go, I think it's gonna kill you.
I have never corrected or disciplined any of my dogs by hitting them because they don't.
Even Lorraine Bobbitt said enough, right?
Right. But anyway, look, man, we've been on here for an hour and 21 minutes. It's flown by.
Yeah, we started out with Christmas Vacation. We went into some Palestine. Yeah, so you seen that Ukraine thing?
Yeah.
That fucking bomb. Yeah, dude, that's horrific, right? Like, wow.
It just goes to show you, man. And I don't know what type of grenade he had, but I don't. There's a certain kill radius for a grenade, and it's usually like 3 to 5 meters.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not right inside that kill radius, chances of you surviving that attack are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're back in the room when you got all them fat bodies up in front of you absorbing the shrapnel. But
yeah,
it depends. It depends on the type of grenade it was. It really does. I don't know if it was a fragmentation grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of smoke afterwards, but it's a confined room. And if I remember right, the smoke was more of a white smoke, like an acrid.
Well, there was 3 grenades in that tight area,
right.
So they kind of went 1, 2, you know.
But my point is that type of grenade, you know, if it's a fragmentation grenade or incendiary, something like that, you're going to see a lot more of them.
Would you see the blood and shit afterwards? I mean, there's a good share. They got fucked up. Well, I mean, you're going to get fucked up.
No doubt. No doubt. I didn't say they wouldn't fuck you up. I just said your chances of surviving are greater.
The worst part about it is the way he did it. Like, to me, he just walks in and he just starts throwing these. It's another reason, man. I know people have it. There's people that have their views on guns, but you don't ever really know fully what you're going to do in a situation like that. But I can tell you this: if I start to see somebody come in and just kind of looking a little funny like that, like my hand goes to my gun. It just does.
Man. It's all about situational awareness, and 98% of people have 0.
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot. Like when we were out, we watch the doors. I'm always facing the door, and it's not that I hope that something happens or I want something to happen. I'm just not stupid. I know that crazy shit. Well, fuck, my house just burned down. I thought I'd live my entire fucking life without my house burning down. I didn't. My wife said to me the other day, what'd she say? She goes, well, it's really, I mean, it's a big deal, but I mean, it can happen. And I said, I'll bet you 99.9% of the people live their entire fucking lives without their house burning down. Not us, you know.
But
I could be wrong, but I'll bet you a lot of people live their whole lives without their house burning down. I didn't expect that to happen, and it did. And I think a lot of people get in those positions where, you know, what's the old saying? It's better to have a gun and not need it than need it and not have it.
Well, you never think something's going to happen to you. You always think it's going to happen to you.
Always. And then
And I've been through too much training and real life shit throughout my life to realize that's a dangerous way to live.
Dude, and if anybody ever gets their CCW, I promise you, if you have a class of 6 to 8, one of those people that are in there getting their CCW will have a story of why they're. Just listen. Someone just had something fucking bad happen to them. Everyone I've ever been in, somebody got fucking mugged or raped. You know, I've heard some crazy ones that the guy just answers his door and someone fucking charged him, attacked him, came to his house. Like, you know, there's every one of those people got that story, and it's kind of like, you know, maybe too little, too late, maybe not, but they're in there for a reason. A lot of people.
I'll give you an example. The other night, Saturday night, we had a friend come into town unexpected, and he didn't have a place to stay, so he called me. He says, hey man, can I crash? I'm like, yeah, of course. He says, well, okay, cool, it's going to be late. I'm like, doesn't matter. So 1 o'clock rolls around and he shows up at the door. I knew that it was probably him, but I still went to the door with the pistol.
Yeah,
you know, It's just simple things like that people just, especially in your own house, you get a false sense of security sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever take it for granted. But what I'm not going to take for granted either is the fact that my stomach is rumbling because I didn't eat dinner.
I'm going to get off and go eat some dinner.
Well, I'm going to get off here in a few minutes, if you know what I mean.
Remember I said to you today, what did I say? You said, I got a present I'm going to bring to you or whatever. What I tell you? Connie liked it. Is that BJ you've been promising me? Because I freaking you can just pick that up tonight when I stop by for the podcast.
I'm not waiting for it because you're going to be waiting a long time.
I'm waiting for it. But, yeah. Anyhow, all right, let's end it, man. So we talked about all that. We're done. Christmas Vacation, great show. I'll go home and watch it since we didn't talk about it.
Okay. We did talk about it. We talked
bit.
quite a bit. And we knew it was going to happen. We knew we'd get off topic.
We always get off topic.
Damn Israel and Palestine. Damn it. It's all their fault. Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for our conversations with our two new friends tonight. That was awesome to
For sure.
hear your opinions and chime in. And hopefully we will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.